Welcome back to the final week of the Bernat blanket stitch along. Clue number 6 today. If you have not caught any of the videos from weeks 1 through 5, be sure and check those out for reference and then catch back up on this last video to do all the final stuff. I cannot wait to see the final projects that you do, so be sure and post them to that Facebook page. All right, let's get started on clue number 6. Just like last week, you're going to need your 2 circular needles. You'll also need a tapestry needle and removable stitch markers. However, I'm going to suggest that you get a couple of more, so about 5 stitch markers this week. If you want more, that's fine too. All right, let's get right into this. So we've got our pattern. Be sure and download that. And you're on the last part, you're putting on edging. For the first edging with the right side facing and a circular needle, we're going to pick up 96 stitches as we did at the end of last week where we knit evenly across the shaker texture section. So that's where we last left off. Then you're going to make a knit row on the wrong side and a purl row on the right side. And then we're going to cast off. I'm going to work all that with you right now. And then when we come back, I'm going to remind you that you need to work on your second edging, which is done exactly the same way, but it'll be on the opposite end with this slip stitch tweed section. And then we'll talk about this next part for the side edging. So before we get too much ahead of ourselves, let's go on with the first edging, picking up the stitches. Okay, so we've got our shaker section here, and we're on the opposite end. We're starting where the cast off section was, or the cast off end, and I've got it already marked in fourths, so we've got it folded in half, marked, folded in half again, and marked, and then you know to knit evenly in those stitches, those sections. So you will pick up 96 stitches across. Go ahead and knit and pull through a stitch and go in again and knit and pick up that next stitch and again. So you're continuing along the right side of your knitting, picking up and knitting these stitches as you go along. Okay, so when you're done, I'll meet you back up and we'll work on the next row. Okay, we picked up and knit across 96 stitches of our texture section, the shaker texture section, and we're going to knit across this entire row. This is the wrong side row, so go ahead and knit across and I'll meet you back up at the end. Pause your video and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, the next row you're going to purl across. So go ahead and purl across and we'll meet back up to finish this edge. See you in just a little bit. Okay, we're going to come to the end of the row and cast off knitwise. This is the wrong side row. So you're going to knit the first stitch and knit the second stitch. Pass that first stitch over the second one. And you just cast off one stitch and you'll just continue to do that across until you come to the end and finish off as we've done before. If you need a little looser, again, you can make it through going back to what we did in weeks 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you need to make it looser, you can knit in the back of the loop right here and make that stitch a twisted knit stitch, and that way it's a little bit looser. Okay, so continue casting off knitwise across, and then I'll meet you back up to talk about the next 3 edgings. Okay, I'm going to knit that last stitch and knit the back over the front and pull it on through and break your yarn. Okay, and then we're going to repeat that on the other side to the other end and turn it to the right side facing you, and you're just going to repeat that exact same thing on the second edge and pick up along these stitches, knit a row, purl a row, and then cast off knitwise just as you did on the first edge. Okay, so let's you can pause your video and work on that. I'm going to go ahead and show you on the third edge, which is alongside of all of the edges. So it's alongside this section and onto week 1 and 2, and then onto the shaker as well. Now you will need to do the second edge first before you start making the third edge. So pause your video, make that, and then join me back up for the explanation. You're going to need a few of these tips. See you in a little bit. Okay, so we're ready for our side edging, and with the right side facing and color A and a circular needle, we're going to pick up along and knit 126 stitches evenly across the side edge of the blanket. Now, this is going to happen on both sides. So what happens next after you pick those stitches up is you knit a row, purl a row, and cast off knitwise, which is what you did on the two ends. And then it repeats along the opposite edge, and then you finish that up. So we're going to pick up stitches along the edge here. Now, on the last one, it was even divided by 4. We took 96 stitches and divided it up evenly by 4, and it was an even number in between our stitches. But here we can't do that. You can take 126, divide it by 6, and you can mark your middle row here, and then you can actually fold this into thirds, kind of fold it around itself, and pull it evenly, and then mark your other 2 spots. That way you've got, since this is the middle part, I've got a column here and a column here and one here, and you'll knit and you'll pick up and knit 21 stitches here. So pick up and knit 21 stitches between the markers. Another way to look at it is this section here had 43 stitches originally, and then we had 13 and 13 and 13, and then we had 27 stitches here. So it's roughly the same, except we're going to be picking up extra stitches here where the 2 seams come together, where we join this, and then we've got a couple extra here, and then we also have them on the ends. So you can kind of try and pick up that amount, but I think it's going to be easier just to say I'm going to pick up evenly 21 stitches between these 6 sections here. That's why you need 5 of these little clips to mark where those invisible sort of lines go, and then you can mark the other side and do that accordingly. So you're going to knit across and pick up 126 stitches, 21 between the markers. All right, let's do that and we'll meet back up. Okay, I have picked up 126 stitches all around, and it's taking one whole needle. In fact, it's pretty crowded. So you're going to be using the second needle for knitting across. So you'll do as we've done on all the other ones, where we knit a next row, and then we come back and we purl a row, and then we bind off knitwise. So go ahead and knit a row, purl a row, and I'll meet you back up at the end. Okay, I've just finished purling across, and I want to show you what this looks like before you cast off. You can see that the first edge that we put on is coming up nicely to this side edge here, and when we start binding off, you'll see this corner develop. So if you're curious what it looked like, that is it, and you are doing it right. And I'm going to continue showing you how to cast off knitwise, and then you are going to finish this up on the other end. So let's go ahead and we're going to knit these first 2 stitches, and then lift that bottom loop, that back loop over the front, and then you're going to knit the next stitch, lift that back loop over the front loop, and continue on. Let me get a few more, and you can see what this corner is going to look like on the right side. Of course, we're doing this on the wrong side. Okay, I've got a few more on here now. Let's turn that over, and you can see how that corner is shaping up. It looks very nice. And if you decide that you've got it too tight, again, you can knit through the back loop. And I would knit through the back loop on all of them just to be safe. So if you want to knit through the back loop to make it a stretchier cast off, then you're going to put your needle in through that back loop again and knit through and lift the back loop over the front and continue on in that way. All right, I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, I'm coming to my last stitch, and we're just going to lift that over there and pull it on through, break that chenille yarn. Okay, and so now we have got a completed corner here, and I've got a little bit of a loose stitch here, so I'm going to kind of mess with that a little bit to try and ease the tension. And you can just kind of pull on the side and see how that little loop will disappear there. So now you just need to weave in your tails and repeat along the opposite side edge. So you're just going to go on to the other side and do what we did again, and I'll meet you back up when it's done. Ta-da! All complete. Your blanket is complete. Don't forget to weave in all those pesky little tails and celebrate your creativity on all the new techniques that you have mastered making this blanket. I'm so proud of you. Let's look at this blanket in full view and the other colorway as well. So here is the big finish. Ta-da! Oh, wow. I love this blanket. It's beautiful, beautiful. And both color schemes are really neat. They're so different from each other. It just goes to show you what using different color schemes can do from your yarn. Just putting together different colors, playing and experimenting. All right, so when you finish yours up, share your finished project to the Facebook page. We can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. They can't wait to see it. Your friends that have been stitching along with you this whole time. So be sure and use the hashtag handmade with Joanne and hashtag @GoodKnitKisses. I would love to see it. All right, I'll join you on the page. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a great time. Be sure and subscribe to the channel for new videos coming up. Have a great day and happy knitting and crochet. Bye.